Yes, so I was stopped by the local police while traveling in Pakistani countryside, and I'm going to tell you about my experience. So it all started when I returned from this center of Karachi, tried my shalwar kameez and some fruits up from the market. Here's the national clothing shalwar kameez. Shout out to this store, I guess. But they didn't sell string for the pants, and actually none of the other clothing stores I went to sold them either. But I eventually found them, or found string from an office supply store. Just some elastic string, but that should be enough. Okay, it took a while to put the string on, but here it is. Definitely feels comfy. You see, I bought this one from, I'm not sure what this is, probably a tangerine. Brought it from the Central Market. So let's try it. See if it's any different than the ones back home. Tangerine. That's good, nothing special. Then I discovered that the train I was talking about in my first video, which will have gone from Hyderabad to Matli, is more like a commuter train only and leaves at 7 a.m. Definitely not the first time when I leave shit at the last minute and just have overall poor planning and preparation for things. But yeah, 7 a.m. First of all, I have to get to Hyderabad, and then I have to wake up at like 6 a.m. probably. And though I'm traveling, I'm also on vacation, and so 7 a.m. Fuck that. And therefore, I started to search for alternatives, just googling around, and coincidentally found a Facebook page for a bus service from Karachi to Matli, directly from Karachi to Matli, without even having to go to Hyderabad, and by bus, which is a faster train. So I thought, great. Except that the last post on Facebook was over 3 years ago. However, there was a WhatsApp contact number, so I shot a message at pretty much nice time, just asking whether there are still any buses leaving for Matli anytime soon, or if this whole thing is defunct at this point. And I kid you not, I received a reply within 1 minute, confirming it and giving me a timetable. And I chose to go for the the earliest bus from Karachi to Matli at 10 a.m. because it will take a while to get there in the first place, and then from there I have to get to my coordinates, which is also something I haven't planned. And all of that will take time, and the coordinates are very far from any kind of a place with a hotel, and I will still have to find a place where I can stay. So that's why I decided to pick the earliest time. So I woke up at 8 a.m. The following day because the spot where the bus leaves is on the other side of the city. And Karachi is absolutely massive. It has over 20 million people. So yeah, I wake up, I call a motorcycle taxi, and he takes me to the spot. Tons of people, tons of different buses. I had no idea where to go, but friendly locals were fortunately able to direct me to the correct spot. However, I was told that the bus, the 10 a.m. bus was overbooked. So I thought shit, because the next bus according to the timetable was at noon, so in 2 hours. However, I was directed to another bus which left in 30 minutes, and I was able to get on it. So all went well, and we were underway. The bus was absolutely packed. They brought chairs from I don't know where, and placed them on the on the on the corridor of the bus. So every square meter of the bus was being used. But despite that, I was actually quite comfortable in there, even though the roads in Pakistan are not on the best level. So it was quite a lot of rocking back and forth, but actually it was actually, on the contrary, it was quite soothing. The only problem is that I had to pee so bad, and I had to sit there for 3-4 hours just holding it in. It was so bad. But eventually I arrived in Matli. Here we are, I'm headed to Matli, I think. A couple kilometers to walk to Matli. I saw a lot of these interesting compounds on my way here. Yeah, I wonder what kind of people live here. I went the wrong way. Fuck. Found this place to just get a tiny bit of peace and quiet. I frankly didn't expect a town with the size of Matli to be quite this hectic as well, like Karachi. Just needed just a little bit of time to myself, but now I'm ready to get back into it and find a way to get Moya, which is the village where my cores are located. It's about 20 kilometers away, and no online cab hailing services work here, so I'll try to either hitchhike or walk or something along those lines. I checked this like as soon as I got my course, like 1 month ago, about the most notable person from here. I don't remember his name, but I'll paste the information here. I don't remember the word, but ambassador for religion. So for ambassador for Islam. I think he was born in the 1940s. He was originally Hindi, actually. In this region used to have some number of Hindu people. But eventually he converted to Islam and continued to spread the religion here to other non-Muslims around here. I think that's the only one Wikipedia has a page on.
I listened to Sindhi language audio samples before, and to my ear it sounded vastly different from Hindi/Urdu. Hindi and Urdu, they're basically both kind of like, in a way, constructed languages, especially Urdu, that they were created to unify the country, which is a fairly common phenomena. For example, Italy, they speak Italian, they spoke, for example, Lombardian and Tuscany and Sicilian. In China, obviously, Urdu and Hindi are basically almost the same. I think lexical similarity is about 95%. So key difference obviously is that Urdu is written in modified Perso-Arabic script, while Hindi is spoken in Devanagari. And all the greetings, for example, are from Arabic in Urdu, like Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam. Pakistan, obviously, just like India, has tons of different ethnicities and different languages, and in order to unite those people's groups, now that they were part of one single entity, independent entity, Urdu was created for that. I think Urdu was created before that, while British were in power, in order to unite the territory in that way. But in Pakistan, very few people speak Urdu as the first language. Almost everyone speaks Urdu, but almost no one speaks it as the first language. While in India, quite many people speak Hindi as the first language, but just like in Pakistan, a lot of them do learn it as a second language, just like English, in order to communicate with people from other parts of the country. But in Pakistan, your first language is likely to be Pashto, Punjabi, Sindhi, something along those lines. But basically being here, I've noticed that, like, I think about over half of the signs here have been in Sindhi specifically, Sindhi script. Whereas in Karachi, regardless of the district of Karachi I was in, almost everything was written in English, since I guess that's more of a international city. I've been walking for like 20 minutes now from the town, and I got about 40 more to go until I hit an intersection for a road called Moya Road, which, like its name suggests, leads to Moya town or Moya village. So my plan is to walk there and then try to hitch a ride or see if there's a minibus that goes there, which is possible. It's not that small of a village, but that might be my only way, because otherwise it's like 4 hours of walking, and sun will set in 2 hours. So once I get to Moya, I might have to be more selective with my coordinates and just get to a place where I can sleep. I have a sleeping bag, but honestly, I don't think there's any suitable spots for this, like in France or anywhere in Europe. You know, I always say I take it upon myself to visit these kinds of places. I enjoy the process, even if it's stressful and uncomfortable at times. I live comfortably at home, so traveling is one way for me to step out of the comfort zone. And I have to think about traveling with coordinates. That is my thing, and that is what I want to do. And if it's something I want to do, I want to fully commit to it and not be selective, because then what is the point of using random numbers to begin with? So, but yeah, I just enjoyed the novelty part of it. Traveling to places which tourists don't visit, and document it, at least to some extent. But that doesn't mean that these guys just want to have a quick chat with me. They spoke English. But yeah, the locals are nice, you know, they've been nice to me everywhere. Or at the very least, they haven't been hostile towards me. And I think a lot of tourists that visit Pakistan have police following them just to make sure they don't get in danger. But what I wanted to say finally is that at the end of the day, what I like in travel can be consigned by many people. Like, it's nothing too special. Like, I don't specifically travel to go see the slums specifically. That's just where the course took me. Like, I don't want to say I do poverty tourism, but I travel by random chance, and this is where I am now. And obviously I have the goal to visit every country. I don't specifically travel here for, you know, for what this is, but what I enjoy in travels, I keep repeating myself, man. What I like in travels goes on with most people, that I like to see nice places, try nice local food, have nice local interactions. Like, I think that's something that most people can share. But on top of that, I like traveling by chance. I like the novelty aspect of this. I like improvising, thinking on my feet.
So I get to the intersection and start waiting for any of these. I was told what the word is, but I don't remember anymore. But basically, taxis on 3 wheels. And I didn't have to wait for a long time, maybe 10-15 minutes before I saw one. We agreed on a price, which was 300 Pakistani rupees, and he took me to the village. It was like 15 kilometers away from the intersection, but the journey felt quite long, traveling on the rural roads. Somewhere along the way, closer to the end, I was taken away from the main road to some other smaller village, to the end of the road, and then I was just left there. The driver left the vehicle and just ran off, and at that point I switched my phone. So I thought, okay, my gut feeling is saying something's wrong. I'm about to get robbed or something. But it turns out that was not the case. He just switched vehicles. He brought a motorcycle and continued the journey with a motorcycle, and he took me to the village. I managed to snap a couple of videos, and it only took maybe 30 seconds before I was stopped by the police, and I was immediately surrounded by at least 20 people from all directions. But among those people was one man who I saw when I was walking from Matli to the Moya Road intersection, and he spoke English, and he basically let me know what's up, and told me that police want to investigate me, why I'm here. They want to take me to the police station. So that's what happened. I sat on another motorcycle, and it was driven probably just a couple hundred meters until the police station. So we arrived at the police station. I was asked to show my documents, well, my passport and my visa, and just asked me some basic questions: why I'm here, how I got here, am I alone, which were very reasonable questions. Because I guess it's very unexpected for a foreigner to come to this kind of a place, and I was later told that no foreigner has ever come to that village, at least within the last 20 years or so, which is certainly quite interesting. But yeah, there were the people around me in the table, and they kept changing. There was always one police chief, the main one, with me, and few others, sometimes alternating, and some other, if I recall correctly, administrative people from the village, and also the person I mentioned earlier who could speak English and was translating something, but the main police chief also spoke some English as well. So we were able to communicate. It wasn't a big problem, but I was basically told that that police that I was stopped because they were concerned for my safety. Ever since well, I knew that traveling in rural Pakistan would always be a risk. If something would go wrong, then it would be very hard to get any help. And especially in certain parts of Pakistan, the government does not have a lot of control over rural areas. But I didn't think of Sindhi countryside, especially since it wasn't that far away from a major city like Hyderabad or even Matli, which sits on a quite busy road. So I didn't think it was that bad. And when I asked whether it was dangerous here, they didn't say it was dangerous, but like they still wanted to ensure that I would be okay, which is exactly what I mentioned in my first video, that that's what Pakistan wants to do, or the police wants to do in Pakistan. They really want to ensure that foreigners are safe and nothing bad happens to them. And yeah, I guess it's just an attempt to improve the reputation of the country, which obviously is not on the best level in the Western media and in the Western circles. But I went in there, I chose to go there, and I went in there with an open mind. And I'm so glad that I did, because the people in that village, they were the most hospitable, kindest, friendliest people I have ever met. They gave me tea. Even though I was calm during the entire questioning, I was still told that everything is fine, that I don't need to panic, I don't need to worry. They just want to ask some questions. They're concerned for me. They want to make sure I'm okay. So yeah, there was never any moment of hostility or any threat of me being arrested or something like that, or extorted. So I guess some of the footage makes me look like quite worried, so maybe that's why they were saying it. But yeah, as I said, they really went the extra mile to make sure that that I was comfortable, and it was quite humbling, to be honest, because to be frank, I wouldn't return the favor in that kind of way. I can't really even put it in words just how hospitable and kind they were. The actual questioning process didn't last for a long time. Most of the evening was spent on just conversing with the policeman, and there were also a lot of just regular villagers around, quite a lot of them actually, and the police had to kind of escort them out of the premises of the police station every now and then, because there were starting to be too many locals. I took so many selfies with the locals, and I guess in exchange of all of the nice thing that the locals did to me, and the police did to me, I guess in exchange at least gave something new to them. I don't know. They were very, very curious, and were asking a lot of questions, and were very happy with me being there. And I also started to crack some jokes with them, so there were a lot of laughs. I gave them I gave some Finnish salted licorice, which is kind of a candy that usually only Finnish people and other people from Nordic countries and Netherlands actually like, and people outside of those countries despise it. But at least in their words, the police actually liked it. But yeah, we were just talking a lot. They were learning about my country. I was learning about their culture. They specifically identified as Sindhi, not Pakistani, since that was the Sindh region, and they were very proud of it. And I did mention in the first video that that I want to learn more about that specific culture within Pakistan, since there's a lot of them in numbers, but not a lot of them is known. Not a lot about them is known, at least here in the Western world. Not a lot about them is told here. So that's what we did. We were learning about each other, and then later on, I went with the main police chief and another police officer and a local resident. We went back to Matli and had a dinner there. Wanted to pay, but Pakistani people are just very hospitable. They did not let me pay. They accommodated everything. And then after all of that, I kid you not, they let me stay in the village. They gave me a bed. And I even told them that I have a sleeping bag. I just need a floor inside any kind of a building and I will be fine. But no, they really wanted to make sure they get me a bed. And next, the main police chief sat on another bed next to me. So I was always with somebody. But yeah, at no point did I feel that I was under any kind of a danger. But yeah, they really just wanted to make that sure. But yeah, we woke up the following day. They offered me breakfast, and then they showed me around the village. We visited the local school. The person I mentioned who spoke English and who acted as sort of an interpreter during the first day. was a science teacher in that school. So we went to the school. I met some of the teachers there. Then we went to visit some of the shops in the village. There was a lot of life in the village. I was told that when I asked them what the population of the village was, they estimated that it was around 50,000. And that's a very small place in Pakistan, but in my country, that's at the very least, a mid-sized town. 50,000 is a pretty big place. We're a pretty big place in Finland. So yeah, big difference there. Yeah, there was a lot of people around me. I was asked different questions. We kept talking to each other, sharing different experiences, different ideas, just doing a full-on exchange, and it was great. Took a lot of selfies. I was always surrounded by at least 20 people of the village. They appeared to be quite delighted to see me, and some of them also took upon themselves to follow me here on YouTube. And hello to everyone from Moya who's watching. I'm obligated to say that much. But then I was told by the main police chief of the village that he talked with the main unit of the district, which is Danda Muhammad Khan district, that they want to see me. They want to have me at their police station for more additional questioning. So I went there with the main police chief and one other police officer on their car. Went for a different route, seeing even smaller villages along the way, and stopped to drink camel milk on the way. That was very cool. I didn't film me drinking it, but I did drink some, and I've never actually drank directly from the source, so to speak, and haven't drank any camel milk either. But I really liked it. It was very fresh. Very fresh. But yeah, we eventually arrived in Danda Muhammad Khan. At the police station, it was already much larger than the one in the village. And I was brought in for more questioning, but it was quite short. But the person who was questioning me was even more confused than the police officers in the village. Why I came there and how I came there alone, without a tour, without any kind of a contact person. No, I just told them everything truthfully, that I just took a bus from Matli and then walked for a few kilometers, and then got to the village by taxi or by motorcycle. But what it was specifically curious and suspicious about was why exactly Moya, why exactly this village. And I'm not gonna explain to them how the random coordinate system works, because even most of the people who are quite close to me do not understand it truly, even when I explain that to them when they ask me. Most of them don't truly fully understand it, so I'm not gonna explain it to Pakistani police. Instead, I just told them something along those lines, saying that I told them that in every country that I visit, I try to visit the countryside of each country that I visit, which is true. And why specifically, I just told them that I was just looking at the map of Pakistan and just picked something randomly, like from the map, and just zoomed in and picked Moya, which to them was still suspicious. They still didn't quite understand it, and then I kind of like half jokingly said that it was the will of the God that that I go there, and everybody laughed. You can always get yourself out of situations with humor. I did learn that. But yeah, that was it for the regarding the question. That was it. They were maybe a little bit more suspicious than the ones in Moya, because in Moya they were just baffled and they just wanted to make sure that I was okay. But in I think that was mostly the same in the main unit of the district in Tana Muhammad Khan. But maybe there was a small suspicion that I was some kind of a spy. After all of this happened, I've read that India has used foreigners to spy on Pakistan and vice versa. Actually, I don't know if that's true or not, but I sense some kind of suspicion from them about why I was there, and I can understand it if I was really the first foreigner in their village. But yeah, the questioning will last for a very short while, and they had the same. They maintained the same goal with me, like in Moya, that their goal is to make sure that I was safe, that I was okay. And after the questioning, the next process for them was to ensure that I can get to my next destination. So that's what you saw in with the footage when I arrived back in Moya on the first night. I just loaded coordinates until I got any major city, which will make sense for pulling, which will make sense for me to go to. You know, anywhere that would make anything that would be logical for police. Because they were not going to let me go to another random village. That's for sure. So I got Hyderabad, which is the closest major city. So after the questioning, the police there were just conversing with the police unit in Hyderabad and just talking about how are they going to do this. How are they going to escort me from Tanda Muhammad Khan to Hyderabad? And just they were arranging the logistics. We stayed there for quite a while, for 3 hours, I think. Again, they gave me lunch, and we continued to talk, joke around, and just take a lot of selfies again. And just just feel the warmth of the people, of the police there. I definitely felt like that. I just felt like kind of a good energy vibrating from the people I was talking with. It was quite an experience, and I saw how kind everyone was, and I saw how kind everyone was to each other, not just to me, especially to me, because I learned that a guest to them is like probably the third most important thing after God and family. Like they really value their guests, and I never even asked for anything. I didn't even feel comfortable being treated so well because I didn't ask for anything, and I always try to be self-reliant. So it felt a little bit uncomfortable, but yeah, it was very humbling, and I really appreciate all of the warmth that I was shown by the people. In addition to other nice things that the locals and the local police did to me during these couple days that I just mentioned. In addition to that, they gave me a couple gifts that you probably saw from the photos. They gave me this they call this an ajrak, and this is specifically Sindhi from their culture. You can wear it like this. And on top of that, they gave me this headpiece to go with it. And this is one of the best gifts I've ever received in my life. I swear on it. This is absolutely amazing. I appreciate it so much. This is so cool. Thank you so much. Very cool. So yeah, I saw the good energy vibrating from the people. I saw how kind everyone was to each other, and I saw how hardworking everyone was, and I really found a new kind of a respect for the Pakistani people, and yeah, I really wish them success, and I really wish them success and affluence. They the locals, the police, they were not very shy to discuss the internal problems of the country, and I feel like a lot of the countries are okay, I must say allegedly, just to cover myself, allegedly on the higher level, on the higher step of the ladder, but the locals, everyone I was in contact with were just wonderful. And I did mention in the first video that that I read somewhere that Pakistani people are very hospitable and very nice people, but yeah, these couple days they completely shattered my expectations. And well, I've only been to 24 countries so far, but I don't know when am I going to visit a country with this kind of a hospitality. We'll see. I think it's going to take a long while, long while. Maybe another Muslim country, but yeah, I don't see this happening in any foreseeable future. I don't think there's probably only a handful of countries that can even compare to Pakistan on the level of hospitality. That was amazing, yeah. It was amazing. But yeah, after spending a few hours in the Tanda Muhammad Khan police station and talking with the police officers, they told me that they managed to arrange the logistics. They managed to arrange a convoy, and I was first driven. I was driven by taxi. I had to pay taxi some small amount of money. There was an armed police convoy in front of the taxi. First by the local police, and then once we reached the city limits, there was police convoy vehicle from Hyderabad waiting, and we switched the convoys, and then they just drove me to Hyderabad, to my hotel, and that was the end of that. Yeah. feels uncomfortable, having police allocate so many resources towards just one person, towards a tourist who doesn't pay taxes. I mean, I do pay in a way. I do pay for service and all that, but I'm still not a local. It still felt a bit strange, but you don't have to pay for it. No tourist has ever had to pay for this. I was told that their police has a separate branch just for these kinds of situations, for accommodating tourists and arranging convoys and escorts. They really want to make sure that no bad news headline about tourists going missing in Pakistan materializes. And I can understand that, and certainly felt that comfort. I was already feeling fairly comfortable in Pakistan by itself, but obviously in the presence of police I was feeling even more comfortable. So I do thank everyone who helped me for their service. But yeah, with that being said, it was still slightly uncomfortable, and I don't really feel the need to do this again, to visit a Pakistani village, especially in Sindhi or Punjabi regions. Maybe it will be another story in the more touristy areas, like in the north by the mountains, but at least in the other regions of Pakistan, that was my first and last time, I think. Maybe even for the other South Asian countries. That was an unforgettable experience, but I don't have to experience that again, and I don't think the police have to experience that either. Even in Moya, even though everyone was very friendly and the vibe was really good, I still felt like the main police chief in Moya was a bit uncomfortable by all of the commotion and all of the people that were around me. And I don't want to cause any additional stress to anyone there. They already have enough problems of their own. And coming from a completely different culture, even though I really appreciate the hospitality, it feels weird to say, but it was even too much. But yeah, bottom line, I don't have to experience that again, but I gave my promise to visit Moya again, and I will 100% do so in my lifetime. I don't know when yet, probably not anytime soon, but I will 100% visit Moya and visit all of the wonderful people. This time I will actually make sure that I will let them know in advance, let the main police chief know in advance. Want to thank everyone in Moya, but specifically I want to thank Abbas Ali, the main police chief, and I want to thank them all for everything that they did to me. But yeah, lastly, I want to give a small monologue in their own language, in Sindhi. I will probably absolutely butcher this pronunciation, but I will provide translations in the form of a subtitle. So here goes. Man tohan jemehman nawazi lai moya jehar rakhwazi oshkar guzarahyan monanje tamam ghani taref kai mana khokham shayat kandas tonjo mebani.
Don't worry.
You are our
I'm
guest.
fine.
You are our guest. Don't worry. We are along with you. We will help you.